Your buttocks is the largest and strongest muscle of your lower body. Beside maximus, the biggest of all the glutes muscle, there are other small muscles located beneath your buttock, and that is why any shortcoming from the buttocks can affect the length of your hamstring. How to improve your toe touch even if you're busy. Most common complaints about stretching is it is painful and irritating. Once you're done with your stretch, aches and soreness is more than what you are expecting. So stretching is not really fun and motivating enough if this is the case. You couldn't even do it again sooner since you are just too sore after the last stretch. What's more, your purpose and your goal to be more flexible seems like just a dream instead of measurable one. You are confused, and most of all, you don't have clarity on how to make your stretch effective and result-oriented. Clarity or rationality to any goals is a foremost beside being consistent. By listening closely and watching first my video on 3 ways to stretch yourself the right way, it will help you kickstart yourself and understand better and make any stretch very effective, efficient, and most of all, achieve the result that you wanted. Perform and test yourself with this following functionality check. This is a better, safe, and accurate form of knowing how much flexibility you have with your hamstring. This eliminates the participation of other joints that happen when doing the straight double leg bent over toe touch reach. In addition to the traditional toe touch reach, the spine and pelvic rotation is involved, giving an inaccurate measurement of the hamstring length. Make sure you check yourself before and after the next stretch technique. This functionality check will serve as your benchmark as you improve your ability to do a toe touch reach. All muscle is related with each other. Stretching only the targeted area is not going to be effective. Involving other muscles around the area of stretch interest is the best approach. The following stretch is part 1 of how to improve your stretch toe touch. Pigeon pose. The pigeon yoga pose on the floor is evidently not for everybody. Beside its inherent multi-joint flexibility contribution, you need to go down to the ground, and probably barefooted with loose or stretchy clothes. Too much hassle. Instead, while taking your break, use your office table as your platform. It is more convenient for people spending more time behind the desk. For most people who follows me, they know that I'm more into integration. Instead of going somewhere else, integrate exercise in your lifestyle. The following specific hip joint stretching is also focused only on the healthy side of everyday function, meaning the stretch has nothing to do with showing off your flexibility, but just enough for your body to be more efficient and functionally effective. The gluteus complex. Your buttocks is the largest and strongest muscle of your lower body. Beside maximus, the biggest of all the glutes muscle, there are other small muscles located beneath your buttocks. And that is why any shortcoming from the buttocks can affect the length of your hamstring. Hamstring attachment is all the way to the bony projection that we usually use to sit. And that is why it's called sit bone. This is important to know since all the muscles of the hamstring are attached to it. Hamstring seems to pierce through and deep to your buttocks anatomically speaking. And for your information, hamstring consists of 4 muscles that should glide together as a whole. And the bulk of your buttocks are around it, and it is actually covering the sit bone. Imagine how much more extra length that you can get from stretching your glutes. So how are you going to stretch and approach this area so that it will be released and contribute some additional length to your toe touch goal? Using your office table or any comfortable platform to support your position, place a soft lining under your leg. Protect the bony areas of your target knee since you don't want to stop in the middle of your stretch because it's irritating your leg from hard surface of your table. As an example here, I use both massage table for convenience sake, and maybe I might use an ordinary table. To be more stable and balanced, your standing leg should be close to the edge of the table. Position your upright body face forward and squarely in front. If this is difficult for you, please do not force it. Just position properly and as close to the direction that you see here. Everything is facing in front. Both sides of your hip should be aligned and facing forward. Even your standing leg is facing forward as well. Your target leg is lying comfortably on the platform. If you are new to this stretch, then get yourself accustomed to the movement first. Try not to focus on stretching, but instead repeatedly on your starting position. Just place your leg on top, then after 2 seconds, lower it down to the floor. Then repeat the whole motion to the other side until you feel that both legs feels evenly comfortable. Sometimes you can already feel a good stretch in your hip just doing this over and over again. By the way, you have to do this in repetition manner, the 2 seconds hold. This is a way for you to break down those adhesion and scar tissue in your hip in order for you to be more flexible. So your tightness is not just coming from a short areas in your body, but majority is coming from your nervous system. You are gradually getting your nervous system to accept and acknowledge, especially if this is your first time, that new movement that your body is not yet familiar will just gradually manifest and will be accepted by your brain. If everything works well and you are regularly doing this without any unnecessary fidgeting and discomfort, then move on to the next step. Gradually shifting your weight for 2 to 3 seconds hold to the supported leg will be your next move. Weight shifting from the standing leg to the bended supported leg will kickstart you to learn and control your deeper stretch. Continue working on getting used to elongate your body and more lengthening of your spine. Note, you have to position your legs with the same distance, angle, and direction, unless you want to end up with uneven range of motion on side of your body. The knee joint should not be involved. You are touching your buttocks or any soft part around your hip area. You are not stretching the knee joint. If there is a knee discomfort or even a mild torque sensation, change the angle of your knee and find the most comfortable position. Knee injury or any sensitive knee sensation should not be tolerated. This could be a sign that you are not ready for this stretch. This is where stretch specialists can help you overcome in case more unusual issue came up that affects your limitation. Next step is a small and baby steps of your fingers walking forward or sliding forward. I call this direction as 12 o'clock. You will be tempted to round your upper back as you lean forward. So be conscious and be aware. Bending happens by creating a crease or fold between your target thigh and your trunk, not your upper back rounding forward. A very common mistake most people do. Rounding your back not only does not accurately stretch your body, but it also reinforces the way you use this when you are behind your desk. With you going on 12 o'clock, you are still going square to your front. If you feel that your tightness is moving you around the side, and then just stop. Start with that level until you can do it properly. You might tend to go far and down on your elbow. As long as your upper back is not rounded and you feel that the stretch is in your buttocks, then you are welcome to do so. This can be considered as advance and a progression, and get you ready faster to go to the next level. Instead of going at 12 o'clock now you have to go. So the next level, instead of going at 12 o'clock, now you are going at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock direction. You can use your thigh position as guide as to where you need to go. Can also be as a reference or comparison for you to know if you're doing it properly on both sides. So use this as your next progress reference point. Depending on your flexibility, you try further near 3 o'clock direction as well. Refer to my video 3 ways to stretch the right way. Stretch is just less than 2 seconds hold. Can be a small movement to stretch more, or big resetting movement as you follow the next repetition. No stretch should be held than 3 seconds. Keep the stretch pause short and keep moving gently and slowly. Proper self-stretching can be done as long as you are consistent and regular. If your range of motion is below 50% of your full range of motion, it will be very hard for you to do your own stretching. Usually, resistance to elongate will be higher due to the state of your nervous system stretch threshold and the actual structural length of the soft tissue you are targeting. As a result, resistance created every time you're stretching can cause more soreness and longer to recover. Amount of length produced will be very slow. A combination of self-stretch and a one-on-one assisted stretching will be better and faster to gain more length. And as you become more flexible and reach to the ideal length, it is much more easier to do your own regular self-stretching. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and like my channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below and click on the bell and turn on the notifications. Thank you for listening. This is Jace Lee. I am an active, isolated stretch practitioner.